9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Yes, yes. Happy Friday, beautiful people, and good evening once again. It is your girl Wrestling with Honey for our Honey Night Smackdown post show, coming off of our amazing Honey Night Smackdown watch along as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. And we are going to get into everything really quickly. I know we've already spent a lot of time together. It's been 3 hours, and I just want to keep this short and sweet. I mean, I'm not that short, but I'm pretty sweet. So somewhat similar to me. Let's just keep it that way. I appreciate all of you guys who joined us for our watch along. I appreciate you for joining me now. And we are coming off an amazing second Smackdown of the 2025 year. Celebrations were in order. Some swerves were also in order. Some mishaps happened. And there's just things are continuing to heat up, and the year has only just started, which means that we've only just begun. And when you're kicking off the show with Paul Heyman, you must be doing something right. Yes, indeed. The wise man came out and introduced himself to the crowd. They were live from Portland, Oregon this evening, and he came out to discuss his tribal chief. And Cindy, if you are watching, I know you had asked in the chat, where is the tribal chief? The tribal chief is pretty much resting from his grueling match with him and Solo Sikoa from Raw on Netflix, and he's only on Raw now. But that didn't stop Paul Heyman from hyping up the fact that Paul Heyman had something to say, and it was a message from Roman Reigns. And he wanted to relay it to someone in person. And that person was Cody Rhodes, the champion, the current champion, the same one that finished the story at WrestleMania 40 and defeated the tribal chief. I know it was a crazy story. If you didn't know about the story, you must be living under a rock. But if you did, you definitely know what was happening. It was one of the biggest moments of the year last year. Cody finished the story, defeated the tribal chief, and since then, things have not been the same for Roman Reigns up until this past week. With Raw on Netflix, he reclaimed his rightful title as the tribal chief with the Ula Fala, and also has regained his wise man back. And his wise man delivered a message to Cody Rhodes saying that Roman Reigns, wants his title back. And with that being said, Paul Heyman then continued on to announce that Roman Reigns will be attending, and one of the attendants of the Men's Royal Rumble that will be happening in literally 3 weeks, February 1st in Indianapolis. Whoo boy. My tribal chief is coming back to restore order and to reintroduce everyone and remind everyone who the real tribal chief is. Because y'all out here acknowledging Solo, can't have that. And just as that was happening, we had Cody Rhodes pretty much engage with Paul Heyman, shake hands with Paul Heyman, and understand the fact that he was expecting Roman Reigns to be coming after him again soon. And Kevin Owens then shows up and interrupts Cody. They get into a brawl. Cody Rhodes went after him. Paul Heyman was alone in the ring, and then all of a sudden Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga come out of nowhere and pretty much were about to attack Paul Heyman. I thought we were going to get a repeat of what happened in Madison Square Garden, which I'm glad we didn't, because I don't think the wise man deserves that. We're in 2025. That is so 2024. And but nonetheless, Jimmy Uso came out and helped with the wise man, which then would lead on to an announcement for a tag team match between Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso. So that's how we kicked off the night. Cody Rhodes pretty much gets back to the ring, and they all get into a big brawl by the end of it. And it was pretty grueling. The match ended up being really, really well done later on in the evening. I guess since we're already on that topic, let's just get to that match. We saw, of course, the Temu Bloodline come out. We obviously didn't see Solo tonight. No Solo, which was very refreshing. But he will be back next week, according to the announcement on Smackdown earlier today before the show finished. All four of these guys had pretty much been fighting throughout the whole night. So Nick Aldis decided to make them an official match. Let's see. There was a point in time where you kind of thought they were going to come out on top. And obviously they did either way, but there was no that. I'm just really upset that Cody Rhodes walked out on his partner. Like it obviously was also Kevin Owens' fault at the same time. But you know what, Cody, one thing at a time, and you keep inserting yourself into this bloodline story, and then you keep taking yourself out of it. Just kind of like how when Roman Reigns was going to ask you to be his partner for SummerSlam, Survivor Series or Bad Blood or whatever it was, and you said no at first, and then you said yes. So it's like, Cody, you keep playing with fire like this, and it's not going to work out for you. It didn't work out for you guys tonight at all. Jimmy ended up taking the pin, and Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga come out as the winners. Towards the end, there was still a brawl. Then Kevin Owens came out. There was just a big brawl all over the place. There was bodies everywhere. And pretty much the show ended with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens fighting all through the crowd and knocked into two tables in an area where there was a lot of equipment and such. They just fought out into the crowd, and this is a brawl that's going to be a never-ending brawl at this point. But yeah, so shout outs and congratulations to Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga for their win against Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso, or just Jimmy Uso in this case. I am curious to know where the hell Jey Uso was, or Sami Zayn. Anybody help a brother out? It's Jimmy Uso. Where's the fam? Where's the love? But Naomi and we're gonna get into that later. We also had a tag team match with the Motor City Machine Guns and A-Town Down Under. They were all pretty much in segments throughout the night with Pretty Deadly and DIY. There's a lot of tag team heat going on back there, and of course with Los Garza as well and Legado de Fantasma. After the segment backstage with Nick Aldis, they were having a discussion. So Nick Aldis kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like an unofficial tournament that he created, but we had two tag team matches. We had A-Town Down Under and Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly and Los Garza. And next week it's going to be Motor City Machine Gun versus Los Garza, and they're all basically competing to go after DIY. The match overall was really good. I think that it's about time we start splitting up A-Town Down Under. I do know that we need heel tag teams, but we have quite a few already. I feel like Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are pretty much good on their own, and we've discussed this throughout the show as well. If you guys don't agree, you guys are more than welcome to, agree to disagree or not agree at all. This is not, this is just strictly my opinion, and I don't force my opinion on anybody. But please let me know what you guys also think in the comments, of what you think of the state of the tag team division as we see it. This match was really, really good. There was a lot of cool. I love that we're seeing a lot of double teams. tag team action, and a lot of like the old school stuff we used to see, like tag teams that were actually made to be tag teams and manufactured as tag teams, not just two solo superstars put together. They look like a unit, they dress like a unit, they have the same music. I'm totally all for it. But nonetheless, congratulations to Motor City Machine Guns. They defeated A-Town Down Under, and they continue to advance into that spot where they can finally get to a point where they can possibly regain their tag team titles. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. The match kicked off. The match basically started off with Chelsea Green and Michin for the United States Championship. Of course, we were anticipating this match since last week, being that Michin was next in line. And Chelsea, of course, yet had another successful defense with her U.S. title on the line. Of course, it was due to some shenanigans and Piper Niven. But what else do you expect from Chelsea Green? This is what we wanted for her. We wanted her with the title. You knew this kind of reign was going to be coming. So I don't think anyone should complain about it. I think it's going to be fine. But Michin definitely delivered a stellar performance, as she always does. I definitely think that she will have some more time to grow, and she will get a title one day as well. But Lady Liberty, as Jeffrey puts it, has prevailed. And of course, thanks to her buddy that she refuses to acknowledge, helped her, Piper Niven. But congrats, Chelsea. Just saying. And that was a great match. Then we also had Los Garzas versus Pretty Deadly. Los Garzas defeated Pretty Deadly. And of course, like I said, we discussed the whole tag team thing with Motor City Machine Guns, and basically everybody wants a piece of DIY and the tag team titles, and they will get it. It's making great a great way to open up with the Rumble. The one thing that we know we're going to see in this Rumble a lot is a lot of the stories play out, and a lot of people see each other who haven't seen each other in a while because they're on different brands, or just stirring the pot up type shit, or continuing the rivalries that have been going on all three brands. Because let's face it, we know we're going to see some NXT stars. We know that for a fact. Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight. We had also with the US title for the men's on the line as well. A lot of title matches tonight, or potential title matches tonight, because there was one match in particular that surprised us, and we will get into that one last, because I feel like that one should have been the main event. But nonetheless, we saw a great match between LA Knight and Nakamura. I think this was just to pretty much revisit that rematch clause without announcing it as an official rematch clause. You know what I'm saying? LA Knight tried to get some revenge on Shinsuke and see if he could reclaim the US title. Didn't really work out for the megastar, but nonetheless, it doesn't hurt him one bit, I don't think, because LA Knight has always had money in when it came to chasing things. I think there's a lot of other titles that he could go for down the road and in the future. If I were him, I would focus on something more like Money in the Bank. I definitely could see him as being one of the finalists, like maybe Final 5 in the Rumble. I just think there's going to be a lot more moments that he creates for us tonight, or going forward, and not just tonight is what I meant. But nonetheless, Shinsuke Nakamura is still your men's United States champion for Smackdown, and he had a successful defense once again as well. So shout outs to the men's and women's United States title matches. They were both very, very good performances. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty, because this is the one I really want to talk about before we go. Nick Aldis and WWE decided to pull a fast one on us tonight, because none of us were expecting this. I don't think any of us in the chat were even expecting this either. Secret Service Piper, that's hilarious. Lady Liberty and Secret Service Piper, freaking hilarious. That is so clever, Bose. Jeffrey, we need to put that on a shirt. Nick Aldis decided to pull a fast one on us, and he decided that there was going to be a women's match, a number one contenders match, and a fatal four-way. We earlier in this evening we saw Tiffany Stratton, the newly crowned WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, who had a successful cash in last week on Nia Jax, who was the former SmackDown Women's Champion. Tiffany Stratton came out to celebrate, and she had an interview with Byron Saxton, who is usually interviewing Nia Jax or wanting to interview Nia Jax or had a crush on Nia Jax, at least from what I remembered. If you know, you know. But Nia Jax, pretty much as expected, came out and interrupted, called her ungrateful, pretty much threatened to kill her. She said, if I wanted to, I could kill you. But instead, the segment ended up leading into something that I didn't see coming. Bayley came out, confronted Nia Jax, and then also Bianca and Naomi came out and confronted Nia Jax, and they were basically all claiming, if anybody has something to say about being the number one contender for Tiffy time, you need to get the boot because we got next. And cat fight, of course, as expected, and of course the poison pixie was nowhere to be found yet, because this Nia Jax was initially going out there to congratulate Tiffy for winning and turning her back on her. No, this actually led to a cat fight. This led to a cat fight to where Nick Aldis said, you know what? We're gonna make this a fatal four-way. And all four of you are gonna fight each other. And that match is going to be tonight. Just when I thought he was going to say next week, he said right now. And we were all so stumped in the group chat. And I was like, all right, well, either Jade's coming back or something crazy is going to happen. And nothing necessarily crazy happened, but something crazy happened, if you catch my drift. Something that we're going to be talking about and we're going to be keeping an eye on as this story progresses and moves on further, because this big 2 out of 3 story, man, I don't know what to make of it. Something's in the water and it's getting real fishy for me. Like something, like it just doesn't feel right. Something's going down. Shenanigans are afoot. I can smell it. And I think that it was an unfortunate accident, but now this is going to cause some major heat. And we've all agreed in the chat, as you guys previously stated during the watch along, that there's going to be a lot of heat between Bayley and Bianca and Naomi after that moment. In a little tug of war, because Candice LeRae, the Poison Pixie, decided to get herself involved in grown folks' business. She was pulling on Bianca's hair as a distraction. Bianca was trying to yank her hair back, and when she did, she yanked too hard. And while Candice LeRae let go, Bianca accidentally whipped Naomi. Now, nothing has really happened yet between these two since they've gotten the titles. Since Naomi earned her right to hold the title in place of Jade until Jade comes back, all because they didn't want Bianca to forfeit the tag team titles. But this big 2 out of 3 story is definitely the one thing that I know that this moment told me, is that this big 2 out of 3 story is definitely going to progress further. That means Jade is coming. Jade is coming very soon, and I think she's coming sooner than later. And we all better be on the lookout, especially for whoever attacked her. And we talked about it and discussed it in the chat earlier on the watch along as well. Nobody said anything about it being just one person. Like it could be 2 people. And I couldn't help but think that Bayley and Naomi having the same hair color, and Naomi, I mean, that I don't care what nobody say. That was Sasha Banks's wig. Y'all have to agree with me with that. That was Sasha Banks's wig, wasn't it? That looked like it was fresh off of Sasha Banks's wig. Like, and it was giving the boss Sasha Banks, like team bad Sasha Banks. You know what I mean? So could we be taking it there? Could it be Bailey and Naomi that did it? But then Bailey wants the belt as well. So it's like, it's fishy. I don't know what to think. But as this story progresses, the more conclusions you can make about it being any one of these women who attacked Jade. I still want to go with my gut and say it's Charlotte. I don't want to stray away from that. I've been saying it for weeks, and I really, really do believe that it could be her. But there's a good case for it being any one of these women. And that fatal four-way match should have been the closer. That's the second week in a row where the women should have main evented twice for both Smackdowns. Y'all need to start booking that right. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all what to do because I know it's not my payroll and I'm not a booker. What the hell do I know? But what I'm saying is you should bank on having these women open or main event. Look at the way NXT's formula is. Got to do it. But I understand. But hey, all I know is that everybody's running on Tiffy time. That's all I know. All of this is because of Tiffy. Everybody's running on Tiffy time. And I'm so glad that she gets to start off her reign with a horsewoman. She's going to be going against Bailey next week for the title. It's going to be so good. It's going to be really, really good. We have, let's see. I'm trying to find the other matches for next week. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so yes, we have the return of Solo Sikoa next week. We also have Bailey versus Tiffany Stratton. We will also have the Motor City Machine Guns facing Los Garza. And let's see. So far, that's it. So far, that's all we got. And it'll be taking place in San Diego. And of course, I think we got something going on the 27th for the OTC. Royal Rumble's in 3 weeks. So there's a lot of WWE to be had before we even get to the Rumble. It's good. It's a very exciting time because right now that means once we get to that point, we are already on the road to WrestleMania. And just like that, it's a new cycle. It's a beautiful thing. It's the world of wrestling. It's the world we live in. And I'm so glad I get to do this with you guys. But I've already taken up so much of your time. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight, the watch along. I would rate this show a good 8 today. I don't know about you guys, but let me know quick flash numbers, what you rate the show on a scale of 1 to 10. I give it a good 8. Last week was probably a 9. Today was an 8. And there's still so much more to go. But I cannot wait to see you guys next week for next week's Honey Night Smackdown watch along. Make sure you guys check out all things www talkpod.com and check out all of our merch and our new site. All things All Caribbean Wrestling. Check out all of them on the social spaces and everything they got going on. They got major events coming up. Shout outs and congratulations to Mark Henry for becoming the new CEO of All Caribbean Wrestling. I appreciate every single one of you in the chat. As I said in the previous watch along, you guys are the reason why I do this. You guys make it better for me. You guys make me feel like home. And I love and appreciate every single one of you. I won't keep you much longer. You guys know where to find me. All things Wrestling with Honey, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, the Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. Check me out on every Friday for the Honey Night Smackdown watch along. Please support Monday Night Mayor, Tuesday Night Pharaoh, Wednesday Night Rice. And we're going to have a lot more coming to you and on the way. Shout outs to the professor and boss lady. Shout outs to Jacob, Ced, Councilman, Courtney, Dion. I appreciate you guys, and check out the Kayfabe podcast featuring me, the councilman, and Dion as well. We're going to have a lot of cool things in store for you guys for 2025, and I can't wait to get it started. I mean, it's technically already starting, so here we are. But I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe and stay warm. And I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Mwah. This is Wrestling with Honey signing off for the evening. And you are tuned in. And thank you for always supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.